And at the split second where she has raised her knife and is plunging down, they disappear. And the knife just gloriously breaks across the brick wall. I mean, it is just... And her scream afterwards, ah! Anyway, so they narrowly escaped, only to arrive on a storm cloud. Yeah, they're standing on the storm cloud and they are yelling at each other once they realize that they both thought of their respective homes. But as they're just shouting at each other, they get captured by pirates on this flying ship. Anyway, before I start going into details, they do become friends with these pirates who are led by Captain Shakespeare, who is played by Robert De Niro and is a closet gay. As these pirates are helping them get to Wall, Tristan and Yvain sort of spend more time with each other, get to know each other, and they're growing closer. The captain sort of pulls her aside at one point and lets her know that you need to be careful because there are plenty that would want to kill you for your heart, and your emotions give you away because you're glowing. And she sort of responds to him saying that, well, I'm a star and that's what stars do. Anyway, they're making their way oblivious to their growing feelings for each other, and the rumors are spreading about a star being in Stormhold, and Septimus finds his brother's dead body. For a split second thinks that he's king, but then remembers that, oh, I have to get the stone. And he finds out that the lady who has his stone is a star, which excites him because if he manages to get her heart, he can be king forever. Now, he not only wants a stone, he wants Yvain. They make port. As they're walking towards Wall, run into this lady who has her caravan. So Yvain recognizes this lady as being the captain's friend, so says that, oh, we should be able to trust her. Now, this lady, upon seeing Tristan, sees the snowdrop in his lapel and starts charging after him, saying that that's my flower. And so he says that, okay, it's obviously important to you and I'll give it to you if you provide us passage to Wall. And so she takes the flower, and because she took the flower, she's able to turn him into a mouse. And Yvain is freaking out on her, but she's not able to make contact. And the lady doesn't seem to hear her. And this is because way back earlier in the movie, Lamia cursed her to not be able to sense the star in any way, shape, or form, even if the star is standing right in front of her. Now, this witch has... Tristan's mom is the slave to this witch and is currently in a bird form chained to the caravan and is seeing all this go down. So of course, when the witch recognizes the flower on his lapel, the bird realizes, this is my son. So Tristan is now a mouse in a cage in this caravan. Yvain jumped in as the witch is riding them towards the marketplace by Wall. And it is over here that Yvain, thinking that Tristan doesn't understand a word she's saying, confesses her feelings for him. Which is sweet. But they're in a predicament. Anyway, so that night they arrive at the marketplace by Wall, and Tristan is turned back into a human, but he's all loopy and confused and will be that way for some time. So Yvain takes him to a nearby inn so that they can rest up, and then tomorrow she will be presented to Victoria. Now, when Tristan wakes up, he then confesses his feelings for Yvain. So, they're in love. They spend the night together. And in the morning, Tristan wakes up and Yvain is still asleep. And he cuts a lock of her hair off and leaves a message with the innkeeper to give to her. So when Yvain wakes up and comes down, the innkeeper gives the message, but gives it in such a way that she understands it as he has gone to his true love, Victoria. So her heart is crushed. And she sort of starts to dazedly amble out of the inn through the marketplace. And as she's walking, Tristan's mother, who's now in her human form, recognizes her and is trying to stop her because she can tell she's heading towards the wall. So Tristan goes to Victoria. And he basically went there to turn her down and say that he's in love with someone else. And in the process, they find that the lock of hair that he had put in the handkerchief has turned into stardust. Yvain can't cross the wall. So he takes off charging for the wall. Septimus is charging, he's tracking in some sort of way to get to her. Lamia is tracking and charging towards her. And she is dazedly walking through towards this wall. And Tristan's mom shuts the witch in the caravan, because the witch was napping over there, and locks it and takes off after Yvain. And this is just another one of those moments where your heart is just racing. Everyone is dashing to get her, and eventually she is captured by Lamia, who kills the witch and takes Tristan's mom as a prisoner. So they leave, and Tristan comes over here and realizes that she's been taken. So Lamia is inside with her two sisters. They are tying Yvain to a table, and Tristan's mom is over there. And Tristan and Septimus decide to storm in together. And as they do, Septimus first comes across Tristan's mother. And he sort of pulls her towards this bed and throws her on it. And when she turns around, he's raising his sword to strike her, but then stops and calls her Una. It's his sister. That one daughter? Yeah. Put a pin in that. So he then goes after one of the witch sisters and kills her. And Lamia gets this voodoo doll, and oh my god, this is so incredible in the way that it's shot. But anyway, he dies in a very hauntingly beautiful way. Take my word for it. Hauntingly gorgeous. Anyway, so Septimus is dead. All 7 brothers are dead, on ghost form, sitting on the fireplace, watching the events, lamenting the fact that they're stuck. It's only Tristan. And he comes across his mother first as well, also about to strike her, before she says that, "I'm your mother." And he believes her. But anyway, we're running out of time. Sure, he believes her that, oh my god, this is my mom. So he sends her outside, and he is going after the remaining witch sister before Lamia and kills her and makes it to Yvain. Lamia is advancing upon him with another just giant gorgeous glass knife. She raises it and plunges it down screaming, only to cut the strap that's holding Yvain to the table. And she throws the knives down and she's crying. And she says, youth, beauty, none of that matters now because my sisters are dead. And she sends them on their way. Tristan and Yvain are going down the stairs, they're going across the hall, they're approaching the giant doors to leave, and the door's shut. And there is a cackle behind them. Lamia is ecstatic. And she says as much. Thank you for killing my sisters. Now I don't have to share the star. And I can have all the power to myself. And she starts to break the glass, just one at a time, closer and closer to the stairs, forcing them back to her end of the hall. And she's coming down and she's advancing upon them. And Yvain pulls Tristan towards her and tells him to hold her close and to shut his eyes. And he's asking her why. And she says, what do stars do? So Yvain starts to shine bright like a diamond. And Lamia disintegrates. And when Tristan kind of comes out of the embrace and looks around, he looks at her and asks her the question we're all asking. Why didn't she just do that before? She says that, well, she couldn't do it without him. No star can shine with a broken heart. And she thought that he'd left her. But he came back for her. And he's like, yeah, you dummy, I love you, basically. Those aren't the words, but that's almost the tone of voice that he has. So anyway, yay, they're all safe. And Yvain and Tristan are heading back towards the door. His mom is coming in and he sort of stops and turns back and notices Yvain's necklace broken on the floor. So he picks up the stone and he's walking towards them. And we see the stone turn from a diamond into a ruby in his hand as he's walking. And he comes up to Yvain and his mom and he holds it up and he's like confused. And his mom says, the last surviving male heir of the Stormhold bloodline. It's you, Tristan. So Tristan is now king of Stormhold. Yep, he's king of Stormhold, and him and Yvain rule for 80 odd years, and when their grandchildren are grown, they decide that it's time for them to move on. So they light a Babylon candle, and there are two stars shining in the night sky. It's so cute! The movie is amazing. I left out so many details. And again, those details matter, but generally, that is how the movie goes. And I really, 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 really urge you to go watch it. Again, it's on Netflix. Rent it. Whatever. Somehow watch the movie because it's so good. All of the characters just do a phenomenal job. I didn't even touch on like the cinematography and how beautiful some of these shots are. You know what? And I couldn't do it justice, even if I were to say. So I encourage you to go see it for yourself. You won't regret the 2 hours that you'll spend watching the movie. It's great. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble. Just know that this is the condensed version. I really hope you go and watch the movie, and yeah, that's about it. Toodles.